love the Feast of the Presentation, which happens 40 days after the birth of Jesus, after our celebration of it, because it actually happened 40 days after the celebration, or 40 days after the birth of Jesus, when Mary and Joseph took him up to the temple to present him to the Lord, but also because there was a 40-day purification period after the birth of a male son. After a male son, that's redundant. Anyway, that's what Mary had to do, was undergo this 40-day purification period according to the law in the Old Testament. As well, some really cool things, connections back to the ransom of the firstborn son. They were to offer a lamb when they went there, remembering the lamb that was sacrificed at Exodus. They weren't able to afford the lamb, so they offered these 2 turtle doves. That's how we know that the Holy Family was poor. Beautiful prophecies fulfilled in Simeon and Anna as they have long awaited the coming of the Messiah. What Simeon speaks over Mary, proclaiming, the sorrow that she would undergo at the passion and death of Jesus, but also his greatness and what he would mean for the world, especially as a light for revelation to the Gentiles. And that itself even connects back to our celebration of Epiphany, when the wise men came to worship Jesus there in the manger. And for us, Jesus as a light for revelation, this feast connects to a blessing of candles, which is beautiful in its own right. We begin the celebration of the Mass with this blessing of candles to be used throughout the year. Today it might be more of a representative grouping of the candles that will be used, as a reminder that every time we burn those candles, it's a remembrance of Christ, the light to the nations. And it's kind of funny because you get to the point, you distill this whole thing down, and I say how awesome it is, these Old Testament connections and, prophecies and words for us today in Christianity. And it's possible to just stop and think, great. We get a blessing of candles out of all of that, And the reality is, deep in our hearts, that presentation of Jesus in the temple, and becoming the light to the nations, the purification of Mary and just that period there, it's a reminder to us that his light touches every area of our lives, the places that are still in need of healing, the places where he has touched and transformed, the places where he has lit us on fire, and the places where he has made us a beacon of light to others who are in search of the way, illuminating the path before him. We follow him, we become a part of that light, drawing others along the path to freedom, the path to hope, the path to eternity. So it's far more than a blessing of candles, but it's really a blessing of all those places in our hearts that have already been touched by the light of Christ, warmed by his glow, and ultimately hope that he'll continue to work in us and in the lives that our light touches as we go forth as well.